Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Dan Kuntz filling in for Eric Grandstrom, who is on assignment, which I believe is the name of his yacht. We'll start with NHL action on Saturday night. Eli Tolvanen led the way. He played pretty good. In fact, the entire Seattle Kraken team played pretty good. We don't like Vancouver, and we beat them. Vince Dunn, a couple of assists as well. He has 200 career assists. And the Kraken beat the Canucks on Saturday night 6-3. Brandon Montour scored to give Seattle a 2-goal lead with 14:22 left in the game. And then Eli did his thing, an empty netter with $1:31 remaining. Joey Daccord, 28 saves for Seattle. They will host Minnesota on Tuesday night. Logan Gilbert looked really sharp yesterday, but the rest of the bullpen did not. And they lost 6-1 to the Rockies on the road. On the road in Peoria really doesn't mean much of anything. Mariners slipped 4-7 in Cactus League play. They played the Guardians in Peoria this afternoon at 12:10. We'll have highlights tomorrow. Women's college basketball, Gonzaga and Portland. They will share the West Coast League Conference regular season title. They finished conference play both with a 17-3 record, but the Bulldogs will be the #1 seed because they beat Portland twice during the regular season. The Zags will play in the semifinal 1 week from today. The Washington Huskies all but clinched a spot in the Big Dance by beating Oregon 64-56 yesterday in Seattle. And Haley Van Lith scored 14 points for TCU, who held on to beat Baylor 51-49. 28-3 for TCU this year. That's their best ever record, courtesy of Miss Van Lith. Men's college basketball from over the weekend. St. Mary's and Gonzaga earned the top 2 seeds in the West Coast Conference Basketball Championship, but St. Mary's will enter the championship as the #1 seed for the 3rd straight year because they won the West Coast Conference regular season title outright. Gonzaga will be the #2 seed. They beat San Francisco on the final day of the regular season over the weekend. Indiana popped the Huskies 78-62 in Seattle on Saturday. The Cougars, by the way, will be a #6 seed. They'll play in the 3rd round on Sunday after beating Pepperdine. All right, high school. The Eastmont Lady Wildcats made it to the state tournament for the first time in a long time as the #16 seed. It was a short and sweet stay at Central Valley High School in Spokane on Saturday. They lost to the Meade Panthers. Still a good season for the Eastmont Lady Wildcats. For the other local teams in 1A over the weekend, Cashmere lost to Bellevue Christian 42-39 in the girls tournament, but they can still win it all. I'll have all that in just a minute. Brewster beat Mount Vernon Christian. Liberty crushed Okanagan. For Okanagan, their season is over. And in 1B girls basketball, Nia Bay crushed Pateras, and Waterville Mansfield no problems with PL 59-18. So those are the results. Now, here's what they're going to play. First of all, the round of 12 on Wednesday in the State Girls Championship. It'll get going for the locals. In Yakima, Cashmere will take on Montesano in the 1A tournament. Pateras will take on Lummi Nation in Spokane in the 1B tournament. Already in the quarterfinals, Brewster and Waterville Mansfield. Brewster will take on the winner of Colfax or Napavine. That'll be in Spokane on Thursday. Waterville Mansfield will take on the winner of Lummi Nation or Pateras, also on Thursday, also in Spokane. To the boys we go. Over the weekend, both Chelan and Cashmere, remember when they used to play in the same league? Doesn't matter. They're both on their way to Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. Chelan beat Tenino 70-58, and Cashmere got by La Center 58-47. Smaller schools, Colfax defeated Lake Roosevelt 70-49. Liberty Bell crushing Mount Vernon Christian by 16. Okanagan over LaSalle by just a little bitty, but just by 2. Okanagan 72, LaSalle 70. And in 1B, Elmira, Cooley, Heartline, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young beat Acosta. Lummi Nation beat Moses Lake Christian. So that's who played. Here's who's going to play the round of 12 on Wednesday. At this point, you have to win them all to win it all. In the 1A, it'll be Cashmere will take on Seton Catholic. That'll be at 3:45 on Wednesday. 9 o'clock tip-off for Chelan as they take on the Bear Creek School. For the 2Bs, Okanagan and Toledo will play at 9 a.m. and Tri-Cities Prep will take on Lake Roosevelt in the 2B tournament in Spokane at 12:15. Well, the Wenatchee Wild lost ground against Seattle over the weekend in their fight for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. They were blown out in Spokane 5-1 on Friday, but the Wild rebounded with a great victory, 2-1 overtime victory against Tri-City. On Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center, Reed Anderson scored the game winner in the extra period.
Head the other way with it. 2-on-2. Friesen drops this one off. Coming by is Cooper. Wanted to get it to Mannix. Goodall sniffed it out, though. And here come the Americans looking to go 3-on-2. Goodall sends that one on. Kick save. Rebound. They score. Savin Verk off that rebound, that right pad, maybe even the skate. It was a true bounce, and Verk was ready on the backside. Rios looking for it at the blue line. Grabbing control back is Friesen. Back for Andreessen and Cooper. Over to Cooper on the right point. Walks it to the circle, down to the goal line. Trying to sweep it in, they score! A little bitty wraparound, and Evan Friesen squeaks one by. And this game is tied, 1-1. Another one for the Wild. Time of the goal, 17:31 of the second. Played back to the near hash marks. Rolls onto the stick of McMillan. McMillan driving this one out. Wild looking for speed coming up the right wing. McMillan brings it back to the right side. Sends it in front. They score! Wild win! Drive! Home! Safely!
But the Wild closed out the weekend on the road against the Vancouver Giants. They lost 3-1. So the Wild, at this point today, trail Seattle by 3 points. They have 8 games remaining. Seattle has 9 games remaining. Next up for the Wild, a rare Wednesday night game against Prince George at the Town Toyota Center. Can't forget about Wenatchee Bighorns basketball in the game that we broadcast here on Saturday night. A lot of offense. Wenatchee won their season opener. They beat Willamette Valley 116-92. Yesterday, however, at Wenatchee Valley College, the Seattle Superhawks beat Wenatchee 107-103. They will be in Montana to take on Great Falls on Friday. And those are just some of the games that people are playing.